The most risky photo shoot for Jacqueline Smith's newest work made the news, and people have been interested in her name for decades. The actor, who was famous for her part in Charlie's Angels, shocked people by being open to all sorts of ideas about herself. As soon as the pictures of her next brave move went online, they got a lot of praise. In this video, we'll look at Smith's fearless personality and try to figure out why her most recent move has gotten so much attention and pushed what most people think about confidence, age, and beauty. From the United States comes actress Jacqueline Smith, who became famous for her role as Kelly Garrett on Charlie's Angels. Of all the original female stars, she was the only one who saw the show through to the end. She cameoed in both Charlie's Angels 2019 and Charlie's Angels Full Throttle 2003, which was her second time playing the part. She was born on October 26, 1980, in Houston, Texas, into a close-knit family. 1945. The woman who raised her was a stay-at-home mom, and her dad was a doctor named Jack Smith. If Smith had gone to Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, he would have become a psychologist. She did finish the first year, though. Instead, she chose to go to the Balanchine School of American Ballet in New York. Following her dreams, she moved to New York City to try to make a living as an actress and model. Smith changed her career goals to acting and modeling after getting jobs in print and TV ads, like one for Listerine mouthwash. In 1968, she tried out but didn't get the part of Victoria Winters on the ABC daytime show Dark Shadows. Instead, Kate Jackson got the part after telling producers Aaron Spelling and Leonard Goldberg Smith about the idea for the TV show. Jackson and Smith didn't meet until Smith tried out for Charlie's Angels, in the years before she made a big splash. From her jobs as a model and in commercials, Jacqueline put together a collection of her work. The way she was raised prepared her for a successful acting career that included a lead part on the original Charlie's Angel. In 1971, she got her start as a Breck girl when Breck Shampoo hired her. Not long after, she teamed up with fellow model and actor Farrah Fawcett to be a spokesperson for Wella Balsam Shampoo. In 1976, Jacqueline Smith got her big break when she was cast as Charlie's Angels star Kelly Garrett on TV. Smith and her co-stars Farrah Fawcett and Kate Jackson became huge stars when the Aaron Spelling-produced show became a huge hit. She was the only original angel who stayed with the show for all 5 seasons, from 1976 to 1981. The show started out as a movie of the week and starred Jacqueline Smith, Farrah Fawcett, and Kate Jackson as private detectives for Townsend Associates. He was in charge of a private detective agency owned by a wealthy man who lived alone. Through a speakerphone, Charles Townsend, played by John Forsyth, would solve problems and give orders to his 3 female agents, whom he called angels. 2 male agents, played by David Ogden Stiers and David Doyle, helped the angels out in the office and sometimes out in the field. The show got such a high Nielsen rating that the network chose to air it again and confirmed that the main characters, everyone except Stiers, will be back for a second season. From September 22, 1976, the first episode aired, and the show went on for 5 seasons. A lot of bubblegum cards, fashion doll collections, posters, puzzles, and even books, toys, and a board game with Smith's picture were made after the show's early seasons because of how quickly it became popular in the U.S. and other countries. From fan magazines to Time and TV Guide, the Angels were on the pages of magazines all over the world. After Fawcett left at the end of the first season, Cherry Ladd became an important part of the cast and stayed that way until the end of the show. It was hard to find a good alternative for Kate Jackson since she left the show at the end of season 3. Shelley Hack and Tanya Roberts were cast as the leads to try to get the same ratings and popularity as the original group. only a small part in the 2003 movie Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, and a bigger part in the 2019 movie Charlie's Angels. Smith played the part for all 5 seasons of Charlie's Angels until 1981. The unofficial history of Charlie's Angels was a 2004 TV movie called Behind the Camera. Christina Chambers played Smith in the movie. A great deal of people still enjoy Charlie's Angels. There is more to the show's past than just the 3 flashy cops fighting crime. The show's backstory is very interesting. Let's quickly go over what makes Charlie's Angels unique so that we can enjoy it for what it is. There were 3 young women at the police school. At the center of the story are 3 female detectives who were given the name Angel. While working for a wealthy client named Charlie Townsend, they handled crime cases with confidence and style. Many people around the world fell in love with the original group, which included Farrah Fawcett, Irene Smith, and Kate Jackson. A lot of people around the world loved Farrah Fawcett's hairstyle in the 1970s. With her layered, feathery hair, she made the Farrah flip a look that people all over the country loved. As more women went to hair shops to get this style, it became a sign of power and beauty. In addition to its story about solving crimes, Charlie's Angels was an unforgettable event. It was also used as a fashion show. A lot of people looked up to the Angels, who wore everything from chic jumpsuits to ball dresses. Their amazing fashion sense brought life to the show and created styles that will last for years. Charlie's Angels broke gender norms by putting strong, independent women in charge of a business that was usually run by men. The show inspired viewers, especially women viewers, by showing that people can be great in jobs that are usually done by men, like law enforcement. Even though the Angels were the stars of the show, the skilled people who worked behind the scenes made it a hit. From the people who wrote the scripts to the helmers, the creative team is responsible for a lot of the show's growth and success. With its unique ways of telling stories, Charlie's Angels changed the way TV shows were made by mixing comedy, action, and mystery in every episode. People were drawn to the show's odd mix of high-class adventures and solving crimes, and they kept coming back for more. One of the most memorable things about the show was how well the major actors got along with each other. Kate Jackson and the rest of the Angels cast each brought something special to the part that helped make the friendship more real and help viewers connect with them. A lot of well-known actors and celebrities from the time showed up as guest stars on Charlie's Angels. People were already glued to their screens, and these cameos kept them guessing about who would show up next. Smith was in the 1977 CBS TV movie of the week, Escape from Bogan County. After that, she played Jeanette Bradford in the 2nd episode of the 1st season of The Love Boat. Her husband had hired a private investigator to keep an eye on her while she cruised alone. After that, in 1978, she was in Joyce Haber's The Users with Tony Curtis and John Forsythe. Smith played the lead part in the 1980 thriller Night Kill. For her role as Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy in the highly praised TV movie she appeared in after Charlie's Angels ended in 1981, Smith was nominated for a Golden Globe. The 1983 TV movie, which is based on Sidney Sheldon's book Rage of Angels, stars Smith as Jennifer Parker. The movie was the #1 movie in the Nielsen ratings the week it came out. In the 1986 follow-up, Rage of Angels, she played the same part again, and the story goes from there. Smith was in a lot of TV movies and specials in the 1980s and 1990s. 2 of them were George Washington and The Night They Saved Christmas, both of which came out in 1984. Smith acted in the 1985 movie Deja Vu with her ex-husband Tony Richmond. A detective show called Christine Cromwell, which she starred in the next year and was set in San Francisco, only ran for 1 season. In the same year, she got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. When Smith played Vanessa Kavanaugh on The District from 2002 to 2004, she was a main cast member. She had a small role as Kelly Garrett in the 2003 movie Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. She was the only original cast member to be in a TV show movie. Smith, along with co-stars Farrah Fawcett and Kate Jackson from Charlie's Angels, went to the 58th Primetime Emmy Awards in August 2006 to honor director Aaron Spelling, who had passed away the year before. Sheer Genius is a weekly reality competition show on Bravo that started in March 2007. After she went to the event, the show hired her as a famous host. Smith was in charge of the show for its first 2 seasons. Smith returned to performing after a 5-year break with a guest role on the NBC crime show Law Order Special Victims Unit in March 2010. The next year, she played Olivia Hodges again, David's mother, played by Wallace Langham on CSI Crime Scene Investigation. After that, Smith advertised the TV show Charlie's Angels on MedTV in January 2019. She came back to the Charlie's Angels series in 2019 with a cameo as Kelly in the movie. Smith's business venture led her to start her own line of clothes for women for Kmart. She was a celebrity leader when she started her own business instead of just promoting others. In an episode of season 15 of The Simpsons, Smith's business dealings were made fun of by the Fat and the Furriest, who said she had a line of axe heads. In May 2009, Smith led a documentary crew show a series of web movies funded by Kmart, in which she talked about her home life, her ideas about interior design, and her relationship with the store. In the fall of 2008, she added Kmart shops to her list of places to buy home goods. Smith launched her own line of wigs in September 2008, which was followed by the launch of her Jacqueline Smith Today range of bathroom accessories. The wigs were sold by Paula Young Wigs. Artist Jose Burr made these wigs for Paula Young Wigs. Jacqueline Smith used to be married to singer and actor Roger Davis. The couple got married in 1968, right in the middle of Smith and Davis's battles to make it in Hollywood. They were always there for each other and could be seen at many events together. Even so, their relationship began to worsen as their work lives became more important. That year, 1975, they finally got a divorce. Even though they were no longer married, they stayed in touch and said nice things about each other. Dennis Cole, who was also an actor, was Smith's second husband. These two people met when Cole had a small role on Charlie's Angels. They got married in 1978 after falling in love in real life after being good together on TV. It looks like they were happy for a while. While working together on several TV shows, they were often seen laughing and holding hands. But there was a change. The way they talked changed as Dennis dealt with problems in his own life. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't solve their problems. In 1981, they both agreed that they wanted to split up. Smith thought that the time she spent with Dennis had taught her something, even though her marriage was over. In 1981, British director Tony Richmond brought Jacqueline Smith back to love. Smith had a deep bond with him, which made her marriage to him even more important to her. 2 wonderful children were born to Tony and Jacqueline, both Spencer and Gaston. Smith's life was filled with great joy when their children were born, and she often talked about how much she loved being a mother. As their kids got older, though, Jacqueline and Tony became less close. The way they saw life and their family's future was very different from each other. They split up in 1991 after being married for 10 years. Though Smith and Tony were no longer married, they promised to co-parent their children for the sake of the kids, and they kept their friendly bond going. Jack Smith's 4th husband was heart surgeon Brad Allen. When Smith and Brad got married, Brad, who wasn't in the show business, came into her life and was a big change. She says Brad has made her life more stable and peaceful, and she often calls him her rock. Brad and Jacqueline's lives are calm. People enjoy things like cooking food in the comfort of their own homes and taking long walks. Smith has said in interviews that she is thankful to have Brad in her life and that their relationship is based on love.